Okay, so now we're going to do actually the opposite of distributing, which is called factoring. And factoring is a more simplified version of having an expression or an equation. And you might be thinking, then why'd you teach us how to distribute, Mr. Jolly? Well, the reason is because there are a lot of purposes for distributing to get to the simplest version of a solution, so of an equation or an expression. So we know this. So we know that it's 3d plus 9, okay? So now we're going to factor by the GCF, or greatest common factor. You probably haven't heard about the GCF in a long time, but what we're going to do is take the biggest, I'm going to say thing, I don't like to use that word, but we're going to take the biggest thing out of both of these terms. What is the biggest thing? Number or variable is what I mean. Number and or variable is what I mean by that. A 3. So we're going to take the 3 out. Now 3d divided by 3 is d, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So we just factored this binomial. Let's move on and look at some example problems. Here we go. We're going to take the GCF, the greatest common factor, the biggest number and or variable out of each term. So we're looking at this binomial. What can go into 32x and 12? The biggest number and or variable. Okay, there's only one x here. There are no x's here. We can't take x out of both of them because we can't take the x out of here. We can take a 4 out of both of these, though. The thought process might be, we can take a 2 out of both of these, but maybe we could take out something bigger. Yeah, we could take a 4 out of both of these. Can we take an 8 out of both of these? No, we cannot. So 4, we're going to factor out the 4. 32x divided by 4 is 8x, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. And if we were to go and distribute this out, we would find out that we just factored it correctly, because we would wind up with this. We would wind up with 32x plus 12. Now let's look at the greatest common factor of these. Let's try to factor it. And I'm not liking the red. It's a little loud. I'm going to find something a little bit more soothing. So 4 and 5. Can we take something out? All we can take out is a 1, but taking out a 1 is kind of pointless because it's not really going to accomplish anything. Can we take out any x's here and here? Yeah, we could take out 1x. We can't take out 2 x's because there's only 1 x here. The greatest common factor, the greatest amount of x's we can take out of both terms is just 1x. So we factored out the x, and what do we have left? The 4x, because 4x squared divided by x is just 4x, and 5x divided by x is just 5. We just factored that by greatest common factor. Let's look at this one. Actually, I'm going to make this a trinomial. Okay, sorry, I just want to make that a trinomial. And let's see, what's the biggest number and or variable combination out of all these terms? So let's look at the numbers first, the coefficients, I should say. 5, 25, 50. The biggest number we can take out of all of these is 5. So 5. We've got 2 p's here. We've got 1 p here. We've got 1 p here. The greatest amount of p's that we can take out is 1 p. Q squared here. Q here. No q's here. Can't take out any q's. So now we have to write the answer. 5p squared q squared divided by 5p is just p q squared plus 25 divided by 5 is 5. pq divided by p is just q. And 50 divided by 5 is 10. P divided by p is just 1. So we don't need to write the 1. Close it. And we just factored that by greatest common factor.